Hallo miteinander, I'm Geschichte6 and this is Hecataker. For a change, we're looking at a low-profile freeware game. Of course, it spoofs the cult hit Helltaker, an unapologetically thirsty puzzle game, which is also freeware. The biggest difference in Hecataker is that we are going to be thirsty for Touhou girls. Despite the name, Hecataker Lapislazuli is not going to be our protagonist, although her role in this game will still be major. We shall choose New Game to find out who now fills the shoes of buff Helltaker Chad dude. It is Reisen Udonge in Inaba, and she is buff in a very good place there. From what I understand, the story of this game is basically identical to Legacy of Lunatic Kingdom. Reisen goes to the moon to deal with an incident. While sound asleep, Bunny has been injected with a revival elixir by a cyborgish Erin, so we are playing point device mode, the best thing about Touhou 15. With that, our quest begins. Reisen has to be navigated to the person marked by a heart. The number in the lower left is our remaining moves. Use them all up, and our heroine will be struck by lightning. Once at the goal, you must pass a sort of flirt check by choosing the option of 2 that doesn't make you look like a total fool. We decided to look into Clown Piece's Torch of Insanity, which was very stupid. We'll unfortunately have to repeat the puzzle, although there is also a function to warp ahead to the flirting, should that be too much tedium. I don't think it is. We're already back to Clown Piece and her insane posse. We're having quite the hostile stare down. Would you please respect our personal space? On second thought, personal space is overrated when compared to a sloppy, passionate smooch. This is already my favorite moment of this game. It's just so silly and random. Reisen x Clown Piece is not a pairing you really hear of, unlike the upcoming one. On the way there, I have to remark on how adorable the sprites are. Everyone's bobbing to the music, some while wearing angry expressions. The pure fury Junko is indeed in a bad mood, so much that both flirt options will get us slashed, sliced and killed. Good thing Erin made us an undying. The solution is to keep continuing from the game over screen until the brutal Junko exhausts herself. That should happen sooner or later. After all, the Vengeful Spirit's fury is only the second most massive thing about her. Looks like she's calming down and developing an infatuation with Reisen. Even her flames are forming hearts. Mama Junko x Reisen is very prominent, but rarely romantic. It ranges from cartoonishly abusive to, well, scarier than that. Stage 3 is very easy. The only thing you could do wrong here is wasting moves on the many fairy Pierrots when you only really need to bash down 2 in order to rescue a very distressed Sagume Kishin. Her gestures to regain her composure have some impressive detail. Sorry to tell you, miss, but we've seen your dishonor. The bottom option mocks the Lunarian, which gets a very cute tsundere reaction out of her. That Sagume and Reisen are hooking up is an unusual match, and even more so that they're going at it in the fast lane. Oh boy, I didn't edit those censor bars in, the game luckily includes them. If it didn't, this video would not stay up for long. Doremi x Sagume is the most common combination for her. I've heard of a pairing with Erin, but never Reisen. No matter, as our next girl is more important, so much that the game is named after her. It's Hecataker in all her majesty, and she has the power to turn this puzzler into an action game. We have 4 hit points and must slip past metal chains that briefly light up before they materialize. After a while, Hecataker herself appears to turn up the heat. If you're wondering why the posture of Reisen's sprite looks so aggressively unfeminine, that is because that too is a reference to Helltaker's Chad protagonist. That our bunny would look so wide-shouldered and bossy always cracks me up. A final boss like the one here could also be found in Helltaker, and they have in common that they stretch over several phases. Our objective is always to hold out until anchoring chains start appearing, and then bash those down with 5 kicks each. The otherworld persona of Hecataker is already beaten. For the second phase, she is now blue like Mother Earth. Here the goddess's attacks came first, then chains appear to spice things up. A few words on Hecataker's developer. He is called Warugaki and is already pretty well known in the Touhou community, yet not for making games. He usually does fan art and animations. Pretty famous is, for example, his Touhou parody of the One Punch Man opening. I'll tell you more about him after we've picked flirting options. These are inconsequential, I believe. You can choose to compliment Hecataker's Hot Topic shirt and skirt, but the result is always this scary display that comes with long, athletic legs. You know, apart from being good at imitating other art styles, Warugaki seems to be the king of legs for the fandom. Everybody is crazy for Warugaki legs, as tame of a body part that would normally be. During this finale, we must evade a giant ricocheting moon. Although more people attribute that gimmick to Clown Piece, the moon is also an aspect of the trifecta Satan goddess from Hell. 4 chains protect her in this phase, and while that does raise the chance of being blindsided by the moon, it's still a very easy showdown. Hecataker is really easy in general, more than Helltaker. It's obvious that it's just a spoof and not meant to expand upon the original. Hecataker was thoroughly disciplined. All we must do now is succeed with one more flirt. Revealing to her that our spell card is named Lunatic Red Eyes is apparently so adorable that it blows the moon out of her hat. Groovy dancing Zun and his equally drunk clone there really made me laugh, so much that I declare them the second best thing about this game, right behind Reisen and Clown Piece lip locking. And thus, Reisen's harem is complete. We were supposed to solve an important incident or something, but is it so wrong to pick up girls on the moon? Our heroine looks pretty beat up, which makes me wonder if this is the bad ending when there's also a good one. I wouldn't know how to get it in a game this compact. Our quest certainly made someone happy. Junko now has a little baby she can give a pacifier to. It's like he's back alive after millennia. And we're done. So let's review Hecataker. Doing that objectively and critically is almost a waste of time. Not because it's freeware, but because it's a humble little joke game that really only serves as context to get Warugaki's art out there. It's artwork you wouldn't want your parents to walk in on, but it's also art of very high quality. The amusing concept of the game and its many references certainly made me laugh, so I've kept it in mind to share with you today. With that, I'm Geschidi6, this was Hecataker, bis bald!